Hello guys, my name is Jay. I'm in Thailand for now. We're gonna talk today about the red Komodo and the rig that I built on the Ronin S. We're gonna go through my glass that I use for the red Komodo, and I will also tell you why I still use the Blackmagic Cinema Pocket 4K. Make sure you're gonna stick with me for the next 15 minutes. Let's go! So this is the red Komodo. This is the body itself. I ordered it like 7 months ago and it just been shipped like a month ago, and because I'm in Thailand I actually had to pay some tax for this, and yeah, it's become really expensive for me actually. So before I order the body, I order some batteries. As you know, the Canon's one, they cost like one battery $200, so I ordered this one from Wasabi Power for around $50 for 2 of them. But the only issue about this battery is you cannot see the amount of capacity when you shoot on your red, so you don't see when your battery gonna finish, it just doesn't show it. So to solve this problem, I also ordered this little thing. This is charger with the percentage of the battery, so when you charge it you can see actually every battery on the screen, how much power actually left on the battery. So this one is like a must-have thing with these batteries. Also, I ordered some memory cards and I focus mostly on the Angel Birds 256 gigabytes. I ordered 2 of those and it cost me around $600 in Thailand because the taxes and so on. So after I received the memory cards and I got my batteries, I finally could test my red Komodo, and I also pre-ordered before that Sigma 18-35. This is like a standard. Actually, it's a good lens, it's a sharp. So I'm trying to buy lenses when I'm purchasing them with the ability to connect them to all the cameras that I have, to connect it to Blackmagic with the speed booster, and also to mount it to Sony 6500 that I'm recording right now, and also the red itself. Also, I used some vintage glass that I had before. First vintage lens that I have, it's Takomar 1.4. Actually, lens is really fantastic when you shoot something on the sunset, and I also like to combine it with the CPL filter to kill the greens when I'm shooting in the forest or make the sky darker. So this one, Halo, is 44. This one is pretty much known in the vintage market. The aperture is 2. This is not the sharpest lens that you can find, but this one gives really good texture on the backgrounds. You know, when you're shooting something in the forest, you have a really nice blurry background. It gives you some kind of feeling of the anamorphic. So this one I really like to use. So it's time to build something on the Ronin S. I'm gonna build the first combination with the Sigma 18-35, and now we're gonna see how I handle this on the Ronin S. So when you mount it on the Ronin S, you need to use only one battery because this thing is pretty much heavy already, and if you put the second battery it becomes more heavier and it's gonna kick one of these screws, and we don't want that. So every time when you mount new glass you need to calibrate the Ronin, because otherwise it's gonna start to wiggle like this. So the calibration takes around 30 seconds and you're good to go. After you finish your calibration, this thing is looking like that. So sometimes it's hidden in the bottom, but you're able to switch the modes or set your camera with the faster movements, so you are able to move it like that, you know, without any problems. So for me this kind of rig is pretty much good to run and gun, and I also mount in some kind of phone holder right here. This one is pretty cheap for around $5 if you compare it with the DJI one, which is like $50. So this thing is doing pretty much the same job, just holding the phone, and this is it, you know. So I really like the Sigma glass because it gives a really sharp image and you can still able to zoom, and the lens will not change physically, and this is a really good thing about that lens. The only thing I don't like about this rig is actually really heavy for the Ronin, and a good alternative for this is Canon Pancake 24mm. You can check it out. For now you can see what I shoot actually with the Sigma 18-35 to check the quality of the image. Actually this is the lens that I mostly use on my commercial shoot last days, so this lens is must have in your backpack for the commercial shoot. Next one I'm gonna mount is the M42, and I'm gonna spin here the Takomar. This is the radioactive lens, but this one actually good quality Japan lens from the early 70s or 60s, I don't really remember, but this one gives also really unique look, close to the cookie level. If you ever check the cookie lens, this one is give a similar look but not that sharp. I use it mostly on the sunset. I close it to f4 because it's really blurred everything, and you can't keep the object in the focus with this kind of aperture, so I prefer to close it to 4, and this one actually really good. I'm gonna stick the second battery for this one. As you can see, it's not that heavy that the previous lens. So with this one I'm doing kind of quick adjustments with the Ronin S. I don't balance it really well, but every time I turn it on, I'm always calibrating the Ronin itself, because otherwise it's gonna give you this weird shaking, and we don't want that. So now it's not hitting anything on the Ronin itself, and it's really good setup for the running and gunning, you know. I really like this one to work. But you know, you need to remember, when you use this kind of glass, you need to keep only one brand of the glass. If you switch during your shot the lenses like different brands, you're gonna have also different look, and you need to remember about that. It's difficult to fix it on the post-production because each lens gives you the character, and it's not easy to fix it on the post. So when you shoot the project, try to stick to one brand of the lens. It's gonna gives you the unique result, and you will not kill yourself on the post-production. So for this rig I also use one of these handles that I purchased before. It's around $30 to $40. You know, you can find it anywhere. So you mount this one right here, and you have an extra handle to hold your camera like that. This one is pretty helpful when you don't want your bag to be tired and you shooting all day. You just can have it on the handle and don't kill your bag. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. You put it right here or right here, and you hold it without any problems. This one is really helpful thing to have. So you're probably asking yourself why I'm still using Blackmagic. I have this camera for a year and a half for now, and I'm pretty happy with this one. But the only bad thing about this camera, you cannot just go and shoot anything you want, because with this camera you need to prepare everything for the shoot. You need to prepare the location, you need to expose the right lights, and you need to prepare a lot of batteries for this one. To compare it with the Sony, you know, when I bought it I was thinking maybe I should sell my Sony and use only Blackmagic, and I lucky that I didn't do this, because you know, you just cannot go and shoot anything you want. But now together with the Red, I have it as a camera B, and I'm really happy that I can use this camera as a big camera. It gives me a really cool result, and you can see it now probably on the picture. I did some shots with the Red together, and I'm still really happy that this camera gives me, and it's still a beast. So if you have a Cinema Pocket 4K, don't be hurry to sell it, because this one's still giving you good results. I combined this camera with the Sigma's 18 to 35 with the speed booster. Also I can mount any of the vintage lenses to this one, and I have some little lenses like this one SLR Magic 8mm. I can fit myself in a tiny room with a model, or just in any environment, you know, and shoot in a tiny spaces. It's a little bit dark, but I'm still happy to use it. Also I have 12 to 60 Leica. This one is really sharp lens, and you can see the picture now on the screen. I done pretty much a lot with this lens, and I'm still happy with the result. As you know, Blackmagic is a battery killer. I have only one battery for this one, and I was trying to make a solution for the batteries. I was buying an external monitor with the battery and the dumbass battery to connect it, but it always overheat and switch off when you don't want that. I also found a solution to purchase the cable from Ronin S to Blackmagic. So I power it here to the box right over here and connect it to the Blackmagic, and it covers me with the battery for the next 6 to 8 hours. So this is also one of the reasons why I don't want to sell the Ronin S, because it gives me the coverage with the batteries for the Blackmagic, and new Ronin RS2 doesn't have this kind of capability to cover any other cameras with the power. So guys, this is pretty much it. I hope this information was helpful for you. I hope to see you in the next video. I'm gonna do some more reviews with the different lenses with the Red Komodo. Make sure you subscribe, and see you in the next one.